Well, welcome back once again, everybody, to Motorsport Manager. And we're getting to the crunch time now. Just 3 races to go. A pretty good race last time out, 2nd and 6th. We did get our lead cut slightly though to 11 points. So it's a healthy lead, but it's catchable. So we need to make sure that we just do everything by the book. We don't do any silly risks, we don't make any mistakes, and hopefully we'll be able to drag ourselves over the line. I was just noticing that our car is continuing its climb up the standings. It's now the 3rd quickest car, so all these upgrades are really starting to pay dividend now. So without further ado, let's get on with today's episode, shall we? We've got Tondela GP coming up this episode. So we've got a new engine in the works, so we shall continue until that is finished. And just choose, actually let's wait one more day until that engine's finished. We've got some sponsor offers as well. We'll let that roll a little bit to see what we get offered if we leave it a few days. Right, that engine is finished, so now we need to decide what we're going to boost then. So we've got an epic engine, which is great news. We're finally reaching that purple heights. One away from the top step of legendary parts. Legendary. Now this is where it always confuses me, because this epic part is slightly worse in the numbers department, but I presume the additional is going to be better. You see, we got the same additional for both the epic and the great. So does that mean that epic engine is actually worse than the great engine? It seems pretty stupid considering how much it costs. I think the red zone might be slightly... No, the red zone's the same. Whatever the case, that epic engine is better than the good one. Because we have that bonus of plus 40 top speed and minus 10% reliability during the race. And it starts with incredibly high reliability as well, which is good news. So we'll transfer that reliability over. Probably to another part, actually. We do need to increase its performance pretty rapidly, though. So we'll take it off this gearbox and move it over to that new engine. We've got quite a lot of performance that we could be doing. We'll continue that suspension, actually. We've got one more reliability slot, so let's have a look through. Gearbox on, we got gearbox on 71 there. Both the brakes are in the 70s. That other suspension on 73. So we'll probably improve that other gearbox, and we will split it. What do we really need? That 64 in that engine really needs to get a bit higher, and that suspension. So we will split it 10-10. No, we'll go 12-8. We really want to get that suspension because we haven't put that suspension on the car yet. Don't forget, and that's a nice performance upgrade. So we shall get that. Try and get that ready for the next race. Now, do we want to go straight in and build another part? We're getting to the crunch point, because if we do get promoted, don't forget, we don't carry anything over, as a lot of you have confirmed for me in the comments. We will start again right at the bottom, effectively, with a baseline car in the Asian Championship. So, there's got to be a point where we stop developing this car. I think we'll go. Let's go for another part. I really want to make sure that we get promoted, but there is going to have to come a point. Probably in the next 2 races, we'll probably stop putting parts on the car. So let's put some new brakes on, shall we? Deceleration reliability, build time, deceleration reliability. Is that actually better than that? That's 337, that's 312. Just get rid of that. 317, 312. Okay, we'll go for that then. And then we'll go for that. And plus 40% reliability. That's some pretty good brakes right there. Okay, let's get them built. Takes us a little bit into the red, but we're making profit nicely per race, and we've got some new sponsors coming up. We'll just go a few more days to see if we get a couple of more offers on that. There we go. says we got 5 offers. It's only... Oh, we got 2 there. Okay. Up front and per race. 5th or above. That's 2nd or above. That's 16th or above. We've been going for the middle offer, haven't we? So that bonus payment of 800,000 is pretty damn good. And I don't think that negates the 750,000. It's for more races as well. So that's potentially almost $1 million per race. So we'll go with Chifrey. I think it's Chifrey. Where have they been put on the car? Just on the little side pod there. Prime position on the black, nicely set out. Good job from the marketing team there. Looks great. Car does look great. Okay, and our other one, 400,000 for 10 races is going to net us 4 million. $1 million up front for 6 races. That's the much better offer then. It's $1 million, 1.6 or 4 million. Yeah, we're going to go for 4 million. Rayleigh on the car then. And that should increase our profit per race pretty good actually. Income per race 1.2 million before the bonus. So we could be almost up to 2 million per race. As long as we finish 5th or above. Which is good news. Money rolling in. Everybody wants a piece of Octane Racing right now. We are hot. We're hot stuff. Right. New brakes, nearly finished them. Let's see if we can get them ready for... They should have pretty good starting reliability. 95%, look at that, they can go straight on. Practically. Yep, so they're slightly worse than the good, but we've got that additional bonus during the race, which means they're a better option. We don't need to do anything. We'll improve performance a little bit at some point. I will switch this engine performance to our new gearbox over there. Reliability coming along nicely. How many days have we got? 14. I'm just going to go a little bit heavier on reliability, just so that we get that suspension ready. Because it's been 2 races already since we built it. It's still not on the car. It started with a very low level. We need to sort that out pronto. Right, we're nearly ready then. What have we got? Not much. I dismissed a lot of this stuff when I started the game, and it's like a lot of games like this, a lot of sports games. I do it with FIFA as well. It's just like you read every single mail thing when you start out and you're really into it, and then you're like, they're just filler. They're really not that interesting at all. Right, look at that. Shows how good that new sponsor is, Chifrey. 800,000 for finishing 5th. Second only nets us 80,000 more. So we should definitely be selecting them for the potential of 2 million bonus for this race then. That's great. Right, let's get the cars fitted up. Those new brakes can go straight on. Now, they're both lower than those good set, but they got better reliability and they've got that slot, so they're definitely going to be preferable. We should give the higher reliability ones to Dreyfus. She is going for the championship. They're equal drivers, but everyone knows that I prefer Dreyfus. just the case. What can I say? That engine's good to go as well. It's got slightly less performance, so we'll give that to Eka. She's really happy. She thinks her car is better than Claudia's, which I'm not sure that's the case, to be fair. And that suspension, oh, it's finally ready. Good news. Right, that'll go on Dreyfus's car. Yeah, there we go, that's reversed it. Better car. Yeah, they're fairly equal cars, that's good. Right, some big parts on the car for this weekend then, and very hopeful that we can move forward. So I shall get practice done, and then we shall be underway for round number 8. Okay, as per usual, practice went nice and smoothly then. 95% on both cars. Could have been a bit better, but as we know, it could have been a bit worse. I'm happy with that, and I'm sure our 2 drivers will do the business. One thing I will point out is one thing these 2 drivers lack in is feedback. I think Eka's on about 8 and Dreyfus about 12. We can only really get to knowledge slot level 2, no matter how much time we get out there. In practice, you generally try and get the base setup down as quickly as possible, just doing 1 lap runs, coming straight back in and changing the setup. But of course, that doesn't really give you much time on track to get those knowledge slots up. So what you really need to do is get it down as soon as possible, so that you can just leave them out on track to rank up those knowledge slots. But they're not really too good with the feedback, these two drivers. So level 2 is the maximum we can get. So I'm happy with that. Right. Just going to check. I don't think it's going to be wet this race. I didn't check for a change, so I don't know. We shouldn't have to fix anything, so we'll go soft and race trim. For Eka, Dreyfus, we will use that engine expert, incredibly useful. And we'll go for race trim, so no matter if she's on the soft or the medium tyres, we're okay. Although I have come to the realisation now we can just use soft tyres throughout the whole race. So we probably will just do that. But we'll see how the race gets on anyway. We'll start both cars on the soft tyres, and we'll start pushing from the beginning. I think attack and overtake we would do better in the early laps, considering we're starting right at the back as well, but I just don't want to risk it too much. At this stage we just need points every race, and a driver on the podium, and I'll be happy with that. Right, we get ready to get underway then in Tondela, round number 8 of season 3 now, he says, not remembering. Right, we're underway. Pretty cautious start from both drivers then. And Eka taking a couple of places off the line. And we're going to kick it up a gear now. I think I've left on some graphic settings from boosting another old game. It's made the cars look a little weird, but everything else should look much nicer. So let me know if you spot that difference. Due to my rubbish computer, I'm having to actually upscale 720. UPC's on the way, by the way. She'll be getting top quality 1080p pretty soon. But let's get back to the race, because that's all anyone really cares about. Making some progress now. Eka up to 15th. Dreyfus actually falling back. Eka getting past her teammate there. It's very cold out there, so we'll probably keep pushing to try and get those tyre temps up. But we'll go back to medium on the engine mode. To save that fuel. Yeah, it's really cold out there. Struggling to warm up those tyres means the medium tyres are going to be even worse. And a lot of the grid started on the medium tyres. So we should really be able to make our way through this field. We're struggling a little bit at the moment. Eka going down the inside of 2 cars into turn 1. And immediately loses one of the places again, as one of the classic AI bottlenecks occurs, but she's gone around the outside of a couple of cars there. I think it's Dembele has car problems already, and Eka was able to capitalise on that. So she's up to 12th. Dreyfus still back there in 17th, needs to make progress in the next few laps. If we can get into the top 10, get on the back of that little group that's sort of 7th, 8th and 9th by the time of the pit stops, then I'll be happy. We can of course try the undercut as well. It's going to be a 2-stop race today. Again, we got a bit of movement into where we stop. The earliest we can stop though is about lap 6 or 7 if we want to make it comfortable for ourselves. Eka moving backwards again in this race. We really struggle to get out of this midfield. We really do. Let's just check up on the cars. We're pushing much longer than normal because of the low tyre temps. So I just want to keep an eye on everything, but we look okay at the moment. So Dreyfus gets back past her teammate as we begin lap number 5, and straight away Eka going back down the inside into turn 1. We're really stuck in this midfield, so I think we're going to try and undercut some of them as we normally do. That's Santa Anna already lapping 2 cars. It's Dembele and Ingledew who may have had an incident. Oh, we just need to get out of this midfield. Come on, Eka. Get yourself past Evans and we're good. We can start to use the pace in this car. That's the problem. The front of the grid get away pretty quickly. There she goes. Right, up into 11th now. And immediately look how quickly she pulls away from that group. So Dreyfus is still stuck in this little group. So I think we're going to pit Dreyfus first. Is this a bit early? No, I don't think it is. We should be okay. We'll put another set of soft tyres on. We'll fuel it back up. Everything on the car looking okay. We need to keep an eye on that suspension. Apart from that, we're good. So let's try and get her out of this traffic, because Eka is already clear of it and able to run in free air at the moment. Dreyfus, let's just get her in. Get her in some fresh air, fresh tyres, and then she should be able to do the business in terms of overhauling this midfield. Some other cars have pitted ahead, or one car, Evans. Didn't really want that. We're going to pit Eka next time round onto some softs. Refuel the car. Everything looking okay. Again, suspension the weak point on both cars at the moment. We'll make a mental note of that to change that next time out. So Dreyfus, let's go up to a higher engine mode. And Eka really back in this midfield again. Hopefully this midfield group will stay out for another lap and Eka can get the undercut as well. So Dreyfus was probably 3 or 4 seconds behind Eka, so we'll see whether this undercut has worked. Here comes Dreyfus down the pit straight now, and she's out ahead. That's the power of the undercut, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we do it. Good 3 or 4 seconds quicker, especially with the traffic that Eka incurred. So only 2 cars ahead of us that are pitted. So the top 9 still yet to pit. They're mostly on the medium tyres, so they will be able to go deeper into this race. Now we'll see. We might have to use the medium tyres for the final stint, in which case we'll be slower then. Although a lot of people have gone on to the mediums again, which again surprises me. Right, let's go back down to neutral medium. Has the temperature gone up a little bit? No, it's still the same, but the tyres are warming up a lot quicker. So we'll just keep an eye on those tyre temps, but looks like we don't have to push too hard, and we want to keep some tyre life for later on in the stint. We're once again stuck in this group. Milo at the head of it, yet to pit. Still 6 cars yet to pit. They're pitting now, and I think, you know, we're going to be in the top 6 here. Yep, 3rd and 5th. Oh, the power of the undercut, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. Seems a bit cheaty sometimes, but the AI aren't very reactionary. But then again, the cars around us do pit at the right time. They do react to you pitting. It's just the guys up the front that don't really react. See, in a real race, you'd be watching those gaps. You'd think, right, those guys are pitted. It's going to take 20 seconds for a pit stop. This is where we're going to come out. And they would pit before if they see people gaining on them. But their loss is our gain, I suppose. And we're right back up where we need to be now. So we'll see what our race pace is like now. We should be quicker than everybody around us, because everyone's gone on to the mediums again, which seems a little bizarre. But they will be stronger towards the end of the stint. These soft tyres are already losing their optimal pace. But we can see first, for the first time in a long time, we are on the tail of the leaders. We haven't won too many races this season. I don't know how many it is, but considering we're leading the championship, it's just more an aggregate of points. It's just good, consistent results. But boy, oh boy, could we use a win here today. And look at that absolute squabble on Eka's tail. This is where it gets a bit worrying, because you could very easily just get done by stupid AI being held up and end up at the back of that group. Dreyfus is a little bit safer, though Eka making a lovely move. She didn't make it stick, and now, yeah, she's going to get 2 cars. 2 cars, because the AI was just like, oh, someone's overtaking me, I can't go on that line, so I'm just going to let everybody past. And Eka is right back in the Wild West today. She's going to have to fight for every position. Dreyfus, meanwhile, still... Oh, we're really low on tyre temps. Go back up to push. Just about caught that in time. So, we're going to be wanting to pit around about lap 16, 17, if we can. It's going to be 3 laps after this one. So, yeah, we should be able to pit on lap 16 or 17 for Dreyfus, 17, 18 for Eka. And now Dreyfus is starting to struggle a little bit on these soft tyres. So we need to decide what we want to do, because these soft tyres are not good at the end of the stints, and I think that's what the medium tyres are good for today, just consistent pace for the entirety of the stint. So we'll see. We might split the strategies. I might bring Dreyfus in a lap early. Might bring her in this time around. Well, there's 11 laps to go. She won't get to the finish as it is. Right. Yeah, she's going to have to go to the limit then, and then probably put the mediums on. Eka has got an extra lap to run, so she can probably get away with putting the soft tyres on. But then again, what lap did we pit? Sort of 7 or 8? Yeah, I think we're going to have to go medium tyres on both cars, you know. There will be actually 10 laps to... Oh, I think I've just missed it. Yeah, we'll go medium tyres to be safe. How's everything looking? Still suspension the problem, but that'll be fine to the end of the race. So yeah, we 10 laps to go. Dreyfus is... she might drop off towards the end of this stint. Yeah, she's falling off a cliff now, and the same is going to happen with Eka. We've timed this poorly. Oh, we've really not done a good job here. We should have pitted on that lap. I was thinking 11 laps left, but of course she would have just pitted, so it would have been 10 laps. We would have been okay. Oh, this is painful. We'll go to neutral on Eka to try and get around an extra lap. Oh, but Dreyfus is just falling through the field now. Nothing left on those tyres. She comes into the pit from 9th. We're going to pit Eka onto the mediums then. We might have just destroyed our race. And that's the kind of mistake we can't afford to have. Oh, I'm furious with myself. Right, let's go to high engine mode. And try and get some of that undercut to get her back in this race. Same thing is starting to happen with Eka. Not too... Oh, she just lost 3% in one corner. Oh, the same thing's happening. She's just falling back through the field. Yeah, we've gone too short. That's why the AI are on the medium tyres today. Soft tyres will not last the stint. And there goes Dreyfus. That's how much time Eka's lost. Oh no. Right, we're going to push straight out the pits. High overtake mode. She's right in traffic now though, and everybody has pitted. So, apart from 2 cars that Dreyfus might gain from, Eka is essentially in 14th place, and she's going to have to fly now if she's going to get anything out of this. Alright, Dreyfus is going to be our only chance for points then, and we're going to take a massive hit in the championship. She moves up to 6th as Milo does pit them, and we're really struggling with Eka. I don't think she's going to get back in this race. Dreyfus makes a great move on Santana though, up to 5th. And if her pace is good enough, she could get a couple more positions here, which she needs to. Just 2 points is not good enough. It's really not. We need to maximise what we can get. Eka is 15 odd seconds off the points. Not going to happen. Right, keep an eye on the fuel. How's Eka looking on the car? Okay, we can probably use overtake for a couple of laps on Eka, just to see if she can get past Sabedo ahead of her, and then try and make her way through. Dreyfus is struggling to hold on to 5th, you know. This is not good. This is not a good race. Right, what's the gap ahead of Dreyfus? 4.9 seconds. We'll see if that comes down at all. Let's keep an eye on that gearbox. Gearbox is okay on Eka's car. You've probably got a little excess fuel to use on Dreyfus as well. Let's go overtake for a little bit. And just see if we can claw the gap back to Cavalcanti. Right, now she's starting to take that gap down, but we cannot run on overtake for 4 laps. Not going to happen. So we might have even just pushed it too far to push all the weight. Eka can though. Eka will be okay. The car's looking okay. Now Eka has got into 11th. As Sabedo has made a 3rd stop. We'll see if she can crawl that gap in to the cars ahead, but points 6th and above is all that matters today. Wow, Dreyfus has blitzed that gap. It's down to 2.6 seconds. She might still get 4th from Cavalcanti here, which would be vital. Right, we will go back down to high with Eka now that we've used that. She might get 7th, you know, if she can overtake well enough. Again, 7th is no use today. Needs to be in the top 6th. Right, that gap is 1.9 seconds now from Dreyfus to Cavalcanti. 2 laps to go. That gap is actually increasing now. I'm a little bit worried on fuel. We should be okay on fuel, actually. We should be okay. Yeah, that gap is increasing. She's running out of tyres. Cavalcanti pitted a little bit later. And that gap is now increasing. So 5th looks like all we're going to manage. And Eka is stuck in traffic. Unable to overtake. As we move on to the final lap. That last sector is where we're much quicker, actually. Half a second taken out already. Dreyfus flying, and then in this twisty stuff we lose it again. Don't think she's going to have enough. She is gaining. Go on, girl, come on. 1.1 seconds, 0.9. We got a little bit of traffic up ahead. Eka has made progress, by the way, up to 8th, finishing very strongly. As we come around the final corner, it's not going to be enough. 5th place, it's 2 points. It minimises the damage we're probably going to take. Eka actually comes home in 7th. Finishes very strongly. But we've shot ourselves in the foot that race. We should have used medium tyres on the middle stint, and we were on for a podium and another points paying position. So let's see. Hopefully our title rivals haven't done as well as I'd hoped. Lucatelli, yeah, Salia not too bad, only 3 points. We might be okay here, you know. Dreyfus is now tied at the top with Massalia then. So that championship battle hotting up. Eka drops position to 4th. The crucial one, we only lose a point. So Lucatelli had a bad race as well, and that might have saved us. We only lose a point of that lead. And those 2 points from Dreyfus, absolutely crucial. Well, let's hope that's our only mistake of the season. And it was a pretty minor one at the end of the day. But it's probably robbed us from actually being able to extend our championship lead. But, hey, we're still in this. We're still fighting. We got a good car. We got 2 good drivers. We get that 2 million bonus just. And that's going to allow us to put a few more parts on the car if we want to. And I guess that's the closing thought and what I want to know from you guys in the comments. As actually our car's gone down to 4th now. It's whether we should continue to develop the car right up until the end of the season, considering that 10-point lead in the championship, or whether we should cut it now and just stockpile money for next season. But as always, I do want to hear about all those things and more down in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you did enjoy the episode. Go and check out GT series as well. Things hotting up over there. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again next time.